Along the way, I have faced some major stumbling blocks, but each time, I have managed to overcome them. Whenever I hit an obstacle, I search for a solution and carry on. Gradually, the hurdles that appear before me have become smaller. I find that if I plow ahead, no matter how impossible that may seem, and just do my best, someone is bound to lend a hand. Keep moving forward, even if it's just a millimeter a day. That's my motto. I went through a lot before I reached this place. The death of my father, getting expelled from high school, years spent working my way up from the bottom rung, anger and frustration in Peru, discouragement in Argentina, and a setback in Alaska that was so severe I contemplated suicide. I hope that the lessons I have learned through these experiences will inspire those who long to pursue their dreams. 1. Drawn to foreign lands and sushi, thanks to my years as an apprentice. Longing to travel like my father. I don't remember my childhood in much detail. Instead, fragmented images flash through my mind. My father ran a lumber business in Sugito, a town in Saitama Prefecture. Sometimes he went overseas to buy lumber. He must have been a busy man. The last of his 4 children, I have almost no memories of playing with him. What I do remember is the warmth of his back when I rode behind him on his motorcycle. He often took me with him when he went places for work. It was the 1950s, and much of Saitama remained undeveloped. I loved speeding through the beautiful countryside, slicing through the wind while clinging to the back of this man whom I admired so much. One day, I returned home from school to find my father about to leave. I held on to the back of his motorcycle and insisted that he take me too. I must have really pestered him, because I remember that someone finally took a photo of us together. My father astride the bike, and me standing on the back with my hands on his shoulders. But my father said he was going too far to take me with him, and left alone. I can still see his back receding into the distance. It was a June afternoon, just 2 months after I began elementary school. The next image is of my father in a hospital bed, covered in blood and groaning in pain. He'd been in an accident. This scene is followed by one of his funeral. Many relatives were there. My memories jump like this from one scene to another. Never again would I cling to my father's back and ride through the wind. Never again would he hoist me onto his shoulders. Never again would we play catch together. I think it took some time for this to sink in. I was so jealous when I saw my friends riding on their father's shoulders or playing catch together. Sometimes I felt lonely, wondering why my father had to die. At those times, I would look at his photo. In it, he's standing in front of what looks like a palm tree. Beside him is a local man dressed only in a loincloth. Later, I learned that this photo was taken during the Second World War, when my father went to Palau to buy Luan wood. In those days, few Japanese civilians traveled overseas on business. I was very proud of him for traveling all alone to unexplored territory, and I felt the pull of distant lands myself. When I grow up, I want to go overseas just like my father, I thought. That was my first dream. Inheriting my grandmother's fighting spirit. The Matsuhisa family had lost its main breadwinner. My mother must have been at a complete loss when my father died so suddenly. Although she had helped him with his work, she didn't even know the price of the company's products. Once I remember her saying, "Your father came to see me last night." Perhaps she had dreamed of him.